Okay, that's better. Hello everybody. This is William K. Murtathon, Mert Witness One, and this is the Saturday Murtathon, not the Friday Murtathon. Had a little bit of a oopsie there with the live stream tonight. Um, Definitely hope this is going out over the year. I decided to come on tonight, in spite of my schedule, just to kind of touch upon uh, the situation with Field McConnell. Now, as you folks have heard, Field McConnell is going back to Wisconsin. Uh, and this is a direct result of Kim Bocasio allowing it. If it had not been for Kim Bocasio, Field McConnell would still be in Florida. Now, what I do not know is if he has left the state yet. Hi, folks that have come in here, Levi and Rebecca. Welcome. Uh, Now, basically, what the order says, I'm going to start off with page 1 here. And I'm going to take both me and the logo out of the picture because it's easier to read if all this crap is not here. But the conditions are pretty close to the same as they were when he was placed under house arrest. I'm going to bring it down. This is the first paragraph of page number 1. Just me, welcome. And it's pretty standard language, and then we go to see, I gotta okay, where'd page 2 go? Oh, here we are. Yeah, trying to figure this board out. Okay, and yeah, basically it says that the pretrial services are going to be transferred from Stewart to his residence in um, Plum City, Wisconsin. Uh, he will be restricted to the property itself. They are going to let him get out of the house so he can maintain his property, which probably means running a snowplow because this time of the year, it's snowing in Wisconsin, and the driveway is probably full of snow. So he gets to snow, and so he gets to play farmer again. And he can go into Plum City and get medical, dental, and veterinary appointments. Now, I've been to Plum City, and it's not that big of a city, so I don't know if they have all these services there, or he's going to be allowed to go to the nearest big city, if so, needed. But he is still under level 1 house arrest, which is pretty severe. He's going to be monitored by someone. Dr. Tammy Perry, we are not interested in you. I don't even know why you are in here. This is something weird that I don't understand, is why some dumb shit like Tammy Perry even comes in here. I don't see your name anywhere on here, and yet you come in here now. Yeah, no means no, and no also means that you are not allowed in here. Now, since we're on the subject of Miss Perry, I don't know if that's the real Miss Perry or somebody pretending to be her. It's one of these things that's, hard to prove. But Dr. Perry needs to understand that she is a public figure. Um, and the problem with being a public figure is uh, the protections that are allowed you don't apply to someone that is a public figure. Now, Dr. Perry has placed herself on Capitol grounds, and if she has not heard from the FBI, she will be soon. So, Dr. Perry, I do not consent you being here, so Dr. Perry, bye-bye. Um, and no means no, Dr. Perry. Bye-bye. And I do not consent, Dr. Perry. Bye-bye. So, that takes care of Dr. Perry for the time being. Um, I kind of expected somebody else to come in here and not Dr. Tammy Perry, who is very infamous. Dr. Perry apparently doesn't believe in private property rights, and decided she wanted to break the law and trespass on government property. This is the same Dr. Perry who doesn't like to wear masks on airplanes. And so now she's on Alaska Airlines no fly list. And I find it kind of funny that Dr. Perry says she doesn't consent and she's not even being mentioned. But, these are some of the weirdos that hang around with people like Bill McConnell. Now, getting back to the subject at hand, now that I got rid of the troll for the time being, if she pops back up, I'm just going to pop her right back out again. So, yeah, well, personally, it's my opinion. I don't understand how that woman ever became a doctor. But, it's just the way it goes. I mean, we got people like Rudy Giuliani that becomes a lawyer, so, that tells you some things. Now, Broward pretrial is going to continue to handle Phil McConnell while he's out. This thing scrolls too slow this way. Come on. There we go. And what they're doing is in the meeting, there was a back and forth regarding the use of a telephone. Now, Phil McConnell can only have a dumb cell phone. In other words, it cannot be used for texting, cannot be used for accessing the internet, and that sort of thing. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how that works out. But, basically, he's going to have to show the court every month an itemized phone bill to make sure that he's obeying the rules, because nobody trusts Phil McConnell to obey the rules. And Phil Roberts is going to be his power of attorney. Phil Roberts is a friend of his. He's a neighbor. I don't know if he's a next door neighbor or what, but he's a neighbor. And so he's going to be handling Phil McConnell's affairs. Which, is, why not? And then, let's see, we jump to the next page. Due to the passing of his wife, he's going to communicate with people that reside in the United Kingdom regarding what to do about her, the banking and insurance, and so on and so forth. Now, the thing that is of question here is that there has been no obituary. Now, obituaries are something that are usually done by the family. You just don't have a newspaper say automatically that the person has died. You have to sign up and get the obit. But it's interesting that so far there has not been an obituary. Uh, on a separate issue, I don't know if there's been one issued for uh, the murder in Eclaws, Mr. Hallett. So, there again, we're seeing that, he has to issue the phone bill forwarded to the attorney, and the attorney is going to arrange to have everything sent to the court so that they can be assured that Field McConnell is obeying the rules. Field McConnell could thank his lucky stars and actually thank Kim Picasio that is even going back to Wisconsin. This is something that's not normally done. This guy was extradited to the state of Florida, and he should have stayed in Florida. Personally, I wouldn't have done it. If I had my way, he'd still be in Florida. But Kim Picasio, being the nice person that she is, decided to let him go back. And as long as he obeys the terms of his pretrial release, he can stay in Wisconsin. What hasn't been made clear yet is what's going to happen in future Rebecca asked the question, couldn't you just get another phone and use that phone for texting or calling and nobody would know? And the answer is no, because their law enforcement can monitor the house and determine if another cell phone is being used in much the same way as you can monitor the house and see if there's Wi-Fi in the house. If another cell phone gets pinged in that house, then there will be an investigation. If it turns out Phil McConnell has another phone, he will be brought back to the Broward County Jail really quick, or Brevard County Jail. And he will not be going back to his son's house. He will go directly to jail. So it's either he stays in Wisconsin, obeys the rules, or he gets shipped directly to jail. There's no stopping at the son's house for another chance. That was made clear in court. So, that's basically where we're at on that one. But he's been granted something that usually is not given in these situations, and he best not blow it, is the practical advice here. He's able to make whatever arrangements he needs to make as far as England is concerned, and so there's that. Now, there is something else, and I've got to find the slide for it, because there's been an interesting discussion going on the internet, and I want to see. But on the internet, there are questions about whether or not a certain online presence, shall I say, is even alive. And somebody has basically stated that my prayers go out to his family because of rumors going around that TCH is deceased, and a number of people have been bringing this up. mainly due to the fact that two channels have vanished. There's nothing going on his blog and the BitChute other than old stuff. Um, the short videos that are made with the music that basically rehashes stuff that's done in the past, and uh, stuff that's basically done through texting, you know, texting on the blog, and no appearances by Tim Homseth anywhere. Um, so you get this impression that what's going on with Tim? It would be a simple thing to put up a video. Uh, it could be done by recording as long as you could prove that it's a current video, and that would end the speculation. But they don't want to do that. And so we have either one of two things here. Either he is deceased or he is somehow involved in the insurrection, and if the latter is the case, then he's going to find himself under scrutiny by law enforcement, and that's federal law enforcement, because you know his material has been turned over to the FBI, and and so the FBI can decide to check out all his writings. The fact that he is directly connected to Lynn Wood, who is in a heap of trouble right now. Um, so there's that. Um, so we are either going to see somebody alive and in jail, or we're going to see somebody dead. And there should be a woman in Wisconsin who, if she owns a wood chipper, should be examined for DNA to see if maybe the wood chipper is the answer as to what's happened. Fargo was primarily filmed in the state of Minnesota. And thus, the wood chipper scene at the end of the movie in the original Fargo was shot in Minnesota. So, since everybody lives in Minnesota, we may have a repeat of Fargo. Maybe it should be called East Grand Forks, but Fargo is a better ring to it. So, see what happens there. But other than that, there really isn't much. Um, oh yeah, there's another thing that was brought up is that um, the owner of a blog has left the state of Minnesota and is in an undisclosed location. I would suspect that undisclosed location is southwest or central west Florida, I should say, maybe somewhere around Largo. That's a possibility, and really, who cares? What's funny is that 3 websites operated by this individual are gone. Facebook took down 1, Twitter took down 2. She now has to use her personal Facebook account in order to get out there, other than being over on BitChute and elsewhere. So the presence has been greatly reduced. And other than trying to come into this stream, doesn't seem to be a whole heck of a lot these people can do anymore. And their relevance is, basically done. Now, it's like I've said, I'm going to continue to discuss Field McConnell. When his court day comes up, or if something significant happens where he is viable. Otherwise, there's really no reason to discuss him anymore, because he's going through the courts. He's going to have a result. He's either going to be convicted, not convicted, given time served, or given a lengthy sentence. That's all up to how things play out on the court. and all these other people that surround uh, Field McConnell are just as irrelevant. Um, and as far as our resident conspiracy nut, he is either dead or off the grid. Uh, Nobody knows where the hell he disappeared to. Um, am I going to his trial? If it is held, yes, I will go to it. Now, because of the COVID situation in Florida right now, they may hold the trial by Zoom. It's hard to say. And it's going to be quite a while before we even have the trial. If under the 90-day rule, we'd be looking at March or even April or possibly even May. And because of COVID, they may throw the speedy true of the 90-day rule out the window, and just as soon as they're able to, have a jury trial. I have yet to see a jury trial held virtually. It's always been in a courtroom. And so it's going to be new ground we're going to cover as far as whether or not they're going to have the court in session in the courthouse, or if the judge somehow comes up with a way to have the court in a virtual setting while the jury hears the case even though they're not present in the courtroom. This is kind of uncharted territory that we're going into this year. But if the vaccines go the way they're supposed to go, and so on and so forth, we are looking at probably having a trial this spring, and I will go down there. It's just, we'll just have to wait and see how it turns out. Can Field have friends over? No, he cannot. He's very limited on what he can do. The one thing that everybody was concerned about is that people would come into Minnesota or come down to Field's house and they would have themselves a little meeting or stuff like that. And so the fact of the matter is, no, he cannot have friends at the house. It's the same rules that he was under when he was in Stewart. They're going to be very restrictive on his activities in Wisconsin. And I really doubt that our resident conspiracy nut is going to go down there, because I don't think Field is going to want to have anything to do with him after this mess. I don't think he's that stupid, although Field was stupid enough to get involved with him in the first place, and look where it got him. But we'll see. Stranger things have happened in this situation, so there's no telling what's going to happen. But if Field were wise, he would put all this stuff behind him, concentrate on Denise, get this behind him, work something out with the court as far as a plea deal, and live out the remainder of his life. So we'll see. And Justin, yes, you are correct. He cannot be around anybody with a criminal record, so there's a whole bunch of people he's not going to be able to see. I was not aware that that our resident conspiracy nut wanted Denise dead, but nothing would surprise me about that character. It's just amazes me that that moron was able to get away with things. But this whole thing has been strange. This storming of the Capitol, and people coming up with excuses as to why it happened is another bit of weirdness. Have people saying that, or Ashley revealed that on your show. really. Well, thanks to Ashley for revealing it on my show. This shows you how much I pay attention to my own show. But, if I don't know why Tim would want Denise dead. Um, that seems kind of strange, but again, as far as he is concerned, I wouldn't put anything past him. I mean, he's wished a lot of things for someone that's supposed to be nonviolent. Um, but, the truth and him are strangers. Ashley Cooper. Okay. Well, thanks to Ashley Cooper for that information. Tim allegedly wanted Denise dead because he wanted uh, R.E. to have power of attorney. Well, that wouldn't happen because the neighbor has had power of attorney since all this, and you know, Tim certainly wouldn't, uh, or Randy would not be power of attorney, so that wasn't going to happen. Um, because Phil has a guy that's been his close friend since he moved to Plum City, so there's no way in God's green earth that RQ was going to be power of attorney over him. Um, she tried to do that in the past, and she was turned down flat. And it wasn't because of Denise, it was because of Field himself. So, hi, fireman. Welcome to the chat. Um, this might be relatively short tonight because I've got something of a heavy schedule. Um, and this is basically informal. Not going to be really that well organized. Not that it is anyway. But, I just decided to come on to discuss Field a little bit. I'm not going to get into the discussion about the insurrection as much as I had planned because, it's an overcovered story. Everybody is covering it. Now, me and Rebecca got into a bit of a discussion over on Twitter earlier this evening, and she wanted me to bring up Antifa, and so I'm going to bring it up a little bit here. Antifa, or the anti-fascist group that is on the far left, has been accused of being violent and being behind some of the destruction that took place on the riots surrounding the police killings of black people of color. Now, it was also said that at least that one well-known Antifa dissident was arrested in Utah, I believe it was, and that it was shown that he was in the riots that happened, and that it was either him or some others had advocated violence during the Capitol protest and in other cases. And that's basically true. See, this is the problem with this whole situation. You got these people on the extreme left and the people over on the extreme right, both those that are affiliated with QAnon and those that are not, who advocate violence in order to get their point out. And QAnon and the bunch of idiots that decided they wanted to storm the capital of the United States, probably ruined things for Trump by doing so. And it's my personal opinion that Trump actually shot himself in the foot because he advocated that these people do this. They kind of, he's been accused of inciting all this, and there's going to be all kinds of investigations, and, who knows where it's going to lead. Not that it's relevant, because in a few days, Donald J. Trump is no longer going to be president of the United States. This is the 16th of February at noon on the 20th. No more Donald Trump. So, the one good thing to come out of this is Timothy's no longer going to be able to say he's third in line to the President of the United States because the President of the United States is not going to be Donald J. Trump. He certainly isn't going to say he's third in line to Joe Biden. That wouldn't work out too good. So, here we go. Task Force, you were told in public that you are not allowed on here, so, well, I've got, with Task Force, I wanted to ask you, where did you bury Tim's body? Can you answer that before I boot you from the room? Because, everybody here would like to know where you buried Tim's body. Did you use the wood chipper to make it simpler to dispose of Tim? Or did you tie a cinder block to his foot and throw him in the lake that's near your house? Well, Task Force, can you prove that? It's one thing to say he's alive and he's here and he's there, but there's no proof. So how can you prove that he's even alive? Even your own followers have determined he's dead. I've seen messages on that have been sent to me directed at you asking what you have done to Timothy. Where have you buried him? I mean, you're at an undisclosed location, so there's got to be a reason for that. Are you hiding from the authorities because they're wanting to know what happened to Tim? I don't know as if you need a 55-gallon drum, fireman. You basically throw them in a wood chipper, and you can either feed the remains to the pigs or what other livestock's on that little farm up there, or you just feed them to the fishies, quite literally. Here we go. Task Force has this obsession about my house. Task Force wants to see my house. Well, no, Task Force, you are not going to see the inside of my house because there's such a thing as privacy. Now, for someone that's been asked a bunch of questions, you seem to want to deflect. Again, what have you done with Tim's body? And how did you accomplish this? Did you shoot him? Did you sneak up to him and slit him across the throat with a knife? I mean, how did you get this man to cease breathing on this planet? Just be really, really interested in that. It's, why not show the inside of your house, Task Force? Saying, you brag you're this rich person that has all this money, so why not show the inside of your house? My house is nothing to look at. It's a 30-year-old trailer. It's, it's a big fat nothing, so there's no point in showing it to you. I'm not going to, there's such a thing as privacy. I'm not going to show you the inside of my house. It might be, I might not even be at my house. You don't know where I'm at. You're the one that put up that weird picture of the green screen, and I'm using green screen right now. So what makes you think I'm even at my house? But, well, we all know the reason, Task Force. Task Force, why are you refusing to answer my questions? That's funny. Task Force comes in here where she was publicly told not to come. That's called cyber stalking. You know that, Task Force? Because you were told not to come in here, and you're here. So, you're stalking this channel. No, I don't want to be Phil McConnell. I don't want to be some old fart that got put in jail because he listened to somebody who hasn't got any brains, a guy that says he's third in line to the President of the United States and basically died because he got mixed up with some insane woman from Minnesota. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Notice, folks, on the chat here, that Task Force is refusing to answer a simple question. Not one. This is the same thing. She does this every time she comes in here. She comes in, says all this bull crap, wants to see the inside of my house, and spreads her false propaganda, yet won't answer why she killed Timmy and where she has disposed of the body. Now, why is that? What is she scared of? And also, why is she even on this channel? I mean, she tells me that the channel's not worth anything, that I should go get a job with Walmart, and all this crazy stuff, and yet here she is. Just like clockwork. It didn't take long for her to come in here. She pretended to come in as Dr. Perry, and we took care of that. And now she's in here. Yep. All right. You see, this is the thing, Task Force really ought to go sober up. It's funny, Task Force, you and your deceased friend have been saying the same thing for years, and nothing's come of it. Not a single thing that you said has come true. It's the same bullshit every time. And no, you're not going to slander people on here, Task Force. It's funny that Task Force won't answer the question. Task Force won't tell people where she hid the body. And she's trying to deflect. I really don't understand. I'm drinking hot chocolate, if you must know. Task Force, again, I'm going to ask the question. Where have you buried or disposed of the body? Why did you kill him? Were you so desperate to take over the blog and everything that you had to kill the guy? I mean, that's apparently what's happened here, is that you have murdered the guy in order to take it over. Yeah, hot chocolate in Florida. I don't think there's a geographic restriction to have hot chocolate anywhere, and it's 50 degrees in Orlando right now. So it's cold, and I like hot chocolate. When was the last time I had a steak and lobster dinner? Shoot, I don't know. I'd have to look at my calendar. Probably about 4 months ago, if I remember correctly. Because, Red Lobster delivers. So I'd say, yeah, it was roughly it was, let's see, November, December, January. 3 months, because October 10th, it was my birthday. And the closest date of that is that my schedule is free is when I had the lobster and steak dinner. But, the task force is asking me all these questions, which I find interesting, but won't answer the simple question, and that is, what has she done with the body? No, Nancy Pelosi didn't commit treason, so I don't, it's funny, their task force, in 3 days, the PTF is going to have a problem because there's not going to be a president in office to support this fake entity. And again, I'm going to ask you, why won't you answer a simple question? Where have you hidden the body? Did you put the body down in the bottom of the lake? I mean, it's ice fishing season up there, and you do own an ice fishing cabin, so it would be easy for you to dump them down into the bottom of the lake up there. Baby elephants, jokes, all of you. Uh, Nancy Pelosi did not commit treason. You have no understanding of anything. And by the way, Task Force, you support the killing of policemen. You know, you must be real proud of that. That you're amongst a group that supports the killing of law enforcement officers. So much for Blue Lives Matter. Well, you're the fool, Task Force. You know, you know, you put yourself on the losing side. Uh, your Twitter page is gone. Actually, all of your Twitter pages are gone. Your Facebook page is gone. Lynn Wood may find himself arrested. Uh, so that, you know, and since he's hooked up with you, he might find himself an accessory to first degree murder. Uh, so that ought to be interesting. I don't give a flying what Lynn Wood knows about me. I got nothing to hide. Uh, Lynn Wood's probably going to find himself disbarred, and he may find himself in federal prison. Lynn Wood might be the one going to Gitmo. So that ought to be interesting. And Task Force is yet to answer the question as to what happened to the body. Why? This is a good time for Task Force to confess. Maybe they'd have a little compassion for Task Force. They might take an insanity plea. Morocco! Oh, God! Morocco! Whoa! I don't know what this... I'm not paid by anybody. You see, telling me I'm paid by all these people. Where the hell's the money? Jesus Christ, it'd be nice if all these people that are supposed to be paying me would pay me. I'm not getting paid by anybody. Jeez. Rebecca is obsessed with Tim Homestead. Well, Task Force, you're obsessed with me. I mean, you're in here spewing your weird conspiracy theories, showing everybody that you're the biggest idiot on the planet. You're the one that's obsessed. I mean, why are you even in here? Jeez. Again, Task Force, you are not allowed to attack people in here. So, boom. Ding dong, the idiot's dead, ba 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 ba. Ding dong, the terrible Timmy's dead. Hi ho, the merry-o, thanks to Task Force, Timmy is dead. It's nice to have a murderer on the chat. I've never talked to a murderer online before. That's interesting. How'd you do it, Task Force? Did you use a gun? Did you poison him? Well, it's water and hot chocolate. It's the little packets. Now, Task Force, how did you kill him? Did you use a gun? Did you sneak up behind him with a garrote? Did you slit his throat? Did you put poison in the food you feed him? How did you kill him? Everybody would like to know how you killed Timmy. Did you eat him when you killed him? That'd be interesting. Everybody's talking about drinking blood and eating people. Maybe that's what you did with Timmy. Well, since Timmy's a rat and he was poisoned with rat poison, that would be appropriate. I guess Task Force is thinking of another one-liner. Either that or she's trying to figure out how she can keep people from finding out where she hid the body. Well, she probably couldn't control Timmy, and she figured killing him to be the best way to take care of it. Well, constitutional law of the land. You people are not in the fight. Ah, here we go with another one of these conspiracy nut theories. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're the one that told us that JFK Jr. was going to be president and all this stuff. And look what's happened. Three days, Trump is gone. Poof. Can't wait for Task Force to come back next Saturday and explain what's going to happen now that Donald J. Trump is no longer president of the United States. This ought to be interesting. Um, Still hasn't answered the question. You know, we all want to know, when was Timmy killed? How was Timmy killed? And what did Task Force do with the body? You know, simple questions. Task Force simply won't answer the questions. You know, we would all, you know, just out of curiosity, would like to know what happened to the body. I mean, you know, she must have followed the handbook out there by people that have gotten away with murder, like Casey Anthony. Come on, Task Force. It'd be, you know, this is your chance to repent. You know, you're supposed to be a Christian. You know, confess to God in the world right now. What have you done with Timmy's body? How did you kill him? When did you kill him? And why did you kill him? I mean, let's tell the world here. Let's give me a little scoop here that I got the confession out of Task Force as to what she did with the body. You know, what's so hard about that? I mean, you're old, frail, and in bad health. You should be able to, you know, kind of clean yourself up before you died as to what you did with Timmy. You know, what's so hard about that? Hey, this is a... Yeah, speaking of dogs, I think she should look in the mirror. Well, that's true. I mean, you know, she doesn't believe in God, even though she says she does. I mean, there is the thing in the Bible, "Thou shalt not kill." You know, so she's killed the guy, and she won't tell anybody why she did it, or what she's done with the body, or how she killed. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's funny. Every Saturday she's in here. You know, and it's like I think she comes here just to kind of hope that, you know, she gets some attention anyway. Because she's certainly not getting it out in the world. Uh, yeah, she shouldn't be lying to the world. You know, she sits there and lies to the world. The PPTF doesn't exist. It's some fantasy she made up in the basement of her house for whatever reason. And she spews this nonsense. There, you have no comprehension of anything, Task Force. That maritime admiralty law is idiocy. It's more sovereign citizen bullshit. Uh, you basically are for the overthrow of the United States, even if it means killing policemen in the process. I mean, you already took care of Timmy, so I guess a policeman's no problem. I'm not lying. What am I lying about? Um, come on there. You know, you called me a liar. What am I lying about? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Oh yeah. I mean, you know, if I'm such a liar, why are you even in my room? This is the thing that I find funny is Task Force goes and posts that people shouldn't subscribe to this channel. They say, oh, go over and look at them, but don't subscribe. So what does Task Force do? She comes to my channel. Isn't that funny? Monty's not running scared. And I don't answer for Monty. If you want to know why Monty left YouTube, why don't you go and call Monty up or get on your Learjet and go to Monty's house and ask him. Monty could give a flying frack about you or Timmy or anybody else. So he's not running scared. You're the one that's running scared. Because you hide behind some fake name. Only people can guess as to who you are. We can assume who you are. And it's most likely you are the person that killed Timothy Charles Homestead. Big favor, by the way, but still, poor guy didn't deserve the death penalty. Well, I'm glad it's entertaining because it's, this is just a YouTube with 19 people in it. It's not meant to be much of anything, but people seem to be interested enough to come over here. Oh, here we go with the insurrection bullshit again. Another one of these crazy, pitiful, I'm a joke. So, well, I guess so. Why are you here? You just here to call me names? Let's see. LAUGSNAU Cray at TR. Interesting username. Yeah, Dr. Tammy's a joke. Dr. Tammy. Boy, the publicity against Dr. Tammy. She's being humiliated in her home area right now. I thought that was kind of funny. Did she call up the TV station and tell them that she didn't consent? Gotta love it. Interesting trolls in here tonight. We got 18 genuine people and 2 trolls. Oh, we jumped to 21. I wonder who else came in here. Not changing the subject. You told me I'm a joke. I'm a joke. Joke's on me, joke's about me. So what? President of the United States is a joke. The conspiracy theorist from East Grand Forks, Minnesota was a joke until he was killed. So. And by the way, this is my show, so if I decide to change the subject, I'll change the subject. You don't like it, don't hit the door, and don't let the door hit you on the way out. Trippy Dead, hi, welcome to the joke of a show. Yeah, interesting how you're obsessed with Montagraph. Weird. Yeah, Task Force has got, I guess I make her wet because she's in here flirting with me again. One of them was removed. I mean, she had to resort to her personal page. So she has to use her legal name now instead of the fake name. She changed her middle name to Q. Yeah, it's probably drinking the same thing as Dr. Tammy. Oh my God. Trespassing on federal property. That really brilliant. I will not watch your videos again. Well. I didn't know Laughing Loud made videos. Yeah, well, the only thing is, she's going to get a boy to push her around. She's got to quit killing them. Well, it's either her son or maybe a new boyfriend. Who knows? Is she able to cook organic food? That would be interesting. Yeah, that's funny thing about the horn guy. He's supposed to be one of these right wing conservative guys, and here he is eating liberal food, organic food. Weird. I mean, maybe he's wearing those things on his head because he's horny. Uh, do I think that Timmy and Randy were having an affair? Yeah, it's possible. I mean, Timmy's desperate enough, you know. So they probably were doing the Chipmunk song. Nothing would surprise me. Yeah, yeah, Task Force is gone. It's no longer. It was banned from Twitter. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, she bought him a $12,000 car. She paid $5,000 for a transmission, and she's paid basically all his expenses for almost 2 years. So that's the definition of a sugar mama. Yeah, she admitted, yeah, in open letters to several people that she bought him a car. She's admitted a lot of things in writing. It's kind of interesting. But for whatever reason, he wasn't worth spending money on anymore, so she killed him. Weird. Oh, yeah, spread the wealth. Well, I'm going to let you keep guessing on that one as to my educational level. I'm not sure. No, I'm not scared. Uh, it's my board, and if I want to delete it, I'll delete it. And the question still is being asked: what have you done with his body? Why won't you tell people what you did with his body? And why did you kill him? And how did you kill him? We're all, you keep changing the subject. Why is that? Why won't you answer the simple question: why did you kill him? Come on, confess. Jeez. La 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 la. Yeah, he's not under the trailer. He's not allowed in Florida. Well, she does. There was a real estate listing for a trailer, so he might be under that. Although he'd be really stinky by now. Of course, I don't know. Depending on when she killed him, he could be decomposed to the point where he doesn't smell anymore, or else she threw him in a bag of lime or something. There's any number of ways to deal with that situation. Well, there are posters out there. I mean, there's um, probably a total of 300 truckers that are running around with his poster, and nobody spotted him yet. So, I never said I was wealthy. Maybe 10 years ago I was wealthy, but I'm not wealthy now. You're the one that says you're wealthy, has all this money and everything. So, well, at least I don't go around screwing my contractors by filing a fake bankruptcy. I mean, how's it feel to screw a guy out of his hard earned money? I mean, that really. Um, And why are you avoiding the question? You sit there and you come in here to gaslight me, and yet you won't tell everybody what you did with Timmy's body. I don't understand that. I mean, why come in here if you're not going to confess to whatever you did with Tim's body? Let's see what other gaslighting she does against me now. I mean, this seems to be the capability of someone that's supposed to be part of the federal government, is to go around gaslighting people, making false and defamatory statements. It's a possibility that Task Force might have had something to do with the Hallett situation, that they may have talked Neely into taking care of business, so to speak, maybe telling Neely that Chris Hallett was not going to get her children back and getting her angry enough to where she'd kill Chris Hallett. That's quite possible. Yes, I did. I ran STI Auto Sales in Palatka up until the recession had happened, and I basically lost the business. A lot of people did. That's well known. You you filed a $100,000 bankruptcy against a contractor, screwed him out of his money. At least I didn't screw pay. I paid all my debts, so that nobody suffered. I didn't file bankruptcy. How many times a year did I visit Palatka? Quite frequently. I'm running a business up there. Palatka's 2 hours from my house. And it's, I visited both my locations. I had a location in Ocala, Florida as well. So I was in Ocala quite often. I was in Palatka quite often. Now that I've answered your question, Task Force, what did you do with Timmy's body? How did you kill Timmy? Why did you kill Timmy? And when did you kill Timmy? I mean, I've answered your questions. You answer mine. No, I did not. I did not know Ronald Cummings, did not know his daughter, never met any of them. And you're changing the subject again. Come on. When did you kill Timmy? Why did you kill Timmy? How did you kill Timmy? And where have you hidden the body? Come on, Task Force, fess up. Confess. You're an anti-masker, you run around with no mask on, you're going to catch COVID, so you might as well confess before you die. No, he's not alive and well, and he's not in Fort Bragg. I've already talked to the Provost Marshal in Fort Bragg. He's not there. So, again, Task Force, why did you kill Timmy? Where did you kill Timmy? Where is Timmy's body? When did you kill Timmy? And how did you kill Timmy? Hi, Loyal. Well, I certainly hope you're not wearing a mask, because then you can prove to the world that COVID doesn't exist. So don't wear a mask. Makes it easier to identify you as well. Real mean don't wear masks. What's a mean? Somebody's getting drunk. Task Force won't answer a simple question, and that is, where's the body? She sits there and gaslights me, gaslights people in this room, and she won't tell people where the body is. Kind of strange. And this is predictable. I came on tonight knowing damn well the Task Force is going to come in here. She just can't resist. And Task Force must be getting drunk, because when Task Force gets drunk, the typos get bad. Yeah, dead men don't need to wear masks. I still want to know what a mean is. Mean dead, mean don't wear masks. Interesting. Don't know what a mean is. Okay, world. Question of the day. What is a mean? Well, Timmy's parents might be Christians, but he certainly isn't. He doesn't believe in God. He doesn't believe in the Ten Commandments. So, as far as I'm concerned, he was not a Christian. Of course, he's not alive, so it doesn't matter what he is. Why did the subject of Timmy's parents come up? I didn't. I must have. Oh, I see where. Oh, the perfect excuse is he's undercover, so they can, you know, this is the best cover up of all. They can say, well, he's on assignment, so it's easy enough to kill him and hide the body because everybody thinks he's on assignment. Um, Rather convenient. Here we go with that again. It's. I don't know why Task Force comes in here, really. It's, I guess with all these social medias being shut down, she has nowhere to spew her conspiracy theories, so she has to come up here and try. Kind of sad, really. See an old person degenerate like she is. Yeah, I guess that, she really needs to go on a diet. Um, it's funny. Anytime you see a picture of her, it's always just her face. You don't see the whole body. So, good reason for that, I guess. And the only time I see, the only time Task Force shows up, by the way, is on my live stream. She never makes a comment on my mobile phones. Kind of interesting. Gotta wait and see what she does next. Maybe she's got to pour another bottle of that moonshine or whatever she's drinking. Oh, here we go. Nobody got schooled by Kirk. That guy's an idiot. Still hasn't asked the question, what have you done with the body? Where have you buried the body? Are you going to allow law enforcement to come on your property and do a DNA test on your wood chipper? Answer the question, Task Force. What have you done to the body? How did you kill him? Why did you kill him? And when did you kill him? And yes, Task Force is a fraud. Task Force is basically violating the computer fraud and computer case. Didn't run away from anybody. Kirk is the one that ran away. Stupid. Everybody's seen the videotape. They know that Kirk was full of it. Kirk is out there stealing money from people. I love it. Well, I figured maybe that she watched Fargo, and since she lives about 60 miles from where Fargo was filmed, that she might have got the idea to use a wood chipper. She's into ice fishing. She has access to a lake, and so use the wood chipper, scoop up the ground remains, throw it in a box, throw it in the lake. Get a lot of fish that way. May wind up poisoning the fish, but it's worth a try. Do, do, do. Who said I'm an investigator? I'm a retired truck driver with a YouTube channel. You seem to be awful interested in things that I do on here. You know, task force, you come in here and you gaslight people and you won't answer the question. Why did you kill him? Where have you hidden the body? How did you kill the body? And when did you kill him? You know, when are you going to start answering these questions? You know, you come in here, you gaslight people, you want pictures of the inside of my house, yet you won't answer a simple question or a simple series of questions. Ah, boy. Boy, you have this thing about underwear. Do you go around stealing men's underwear off of clotheslines just to smell? You know, every time you come in here, you're always talking about underwear. Jeez. Strange. And this is supposed to be a representative of our government? Holy crap. I don't see him running scared. I don't really pay attention to Monograph. You know, he does his thing. You know, if you want to know about Monograph, why not pick up the phone and call him? I'm sure he'd put you on the air. You know, go over to Monograph. He seems to know everything about him. You know. Yeah, another lie. Lynn Wood is nothing. Lynn Wood is likely going to be interviewed by the FBI pretty soon. You know, he's got a lot of explaining to do. Yeah, never fear, murder's here. Screwed that one up. She has nowhere else to go. She has nothing. I mean, she can't go on Twitter anymore unless she creates another fake account. Her Facebook page is a bunch of crap. Nobody ever bothers to do anything there. There's no shares or anything on BitChute. I don't fear Lynn Wood. Don't fear him a bit. Don't fear Lynn Wood a bit. You seem to be afraid to answer the questions. Why did you kill Tim? Where have you hidden Tim's body? How did you kill Tim? And when did you kill Tim? Simple questions. Now, Rebecca is just like the rest of us. She wants to know where the body is. She wants to know why you killed Tim, where you put the body, why did you kill Tim, and how you killed Tim. That's all anybody wants to know. Simple questions. Well, at least I'll smell her coming. I mean, you know, twice the intensity as a skunk, so I'll know when she's here. Maybe that's the undisclosed location she's at. She's on her way to my house. Wants to see the inside of my trailer. Show that body. Show that body. Show where the body's buried, task force. I mean, that That old tart is obsessed about my trailer. Oh my God, Mert guy isn't funny. Well, I guess I'm not funny. Oops. I guess I'll give up being a sit-down comedian. Damn, I jumped up to 27 people. Well, welcome, everybody. This is, 27. This has got to be a record. Hey, good tagline. Show the body. Now, we want to know what you did with the body. Why did you kill Tim? Where did you kill Tim? When did you kill Tim? And what have you done with the body? Merc, stop being vulgar. Well, I'll tell you, you the language police or something? Uh, this channel is an adult channel. You don't like it? There's the doors. And no, I don't like snuff films. I think they're boring. You not only like snuff films, Task Force, you like snuffing people like Timmy. So why did you snuff Timmy? Where did you snuff Timmy? When did you snuff Timmy? And where did you bury the body? Actually, I'm waiting for Picard to come out. The latest version of Picard. That's a funny thing. Now that the author of this book is dead, maybe it'll be worth some money. Because books written by dead guys seem to be worth a lot of money. Even if they're a terrible writer. Yeah, that's appropriate. Task fart. Or turd force, take your pick. Yeah, there is record of, that's why Timmy trespassed on that property. It was yeah, he has to be dead. I mean, Timmy was an attention whore. That guy was on line on a daily basis, and all of a sudden, for 6 months, he's disappeared, vanished. So, he's dead. In this modern time, there's no such thing as going off the grid. And there's no sign of him anywhere. He's not at Fort Bragg. He's not at Fort Bliss. He's not at the lake in East Texas. He's nowhere. He's dead. End of story. And Task Force won't confess to it. Task Force, it's really, really curious as to why you never started your own live stream. I mean, instead of, you're over on BitChute with recorded stuff, but you don't do your own show. No, I don't know. I just saw a video out there about Craig Sawyer. I don't think he's on the run anywhere. They're not running scared. You're the one that's running scared. I mean, I'm not sure what's being accomplished by coming in here. I mean, it's nice to know that I've got a killer in my live stream. I would say that 5G may have affected Task Force's brain, but Task Force doesn't have a brain. Yeah, that would be a hoot if Timmy was in the RV with a 5G bomber when that thing went off, and they just couldn't find anything left of Timmy. That could be a plausible explanation as to what happened. But, you know, by the timeline and everything, it's clear that Task Force killed him. The Insurrection Act has been activated and the pigs are scared, baby eaters. Well, I don't know. I'm not the one hiding. I'm right here. You know, they could, you know, everybody knows my schedule and where I'm at 24 hours a day, so, you know, that Insurrection Act is just another stupid conspiracy theory. Yeah, she is. And there's a possibility that Cynthia Absug might have told authorities that. So that's going to be curious. And the Cynthia Absug trial is going to be an interesting one. My net worth, I don't know, probably about $100. My net worth is my monthly Social Security check. Which isn't much. I mean, you've doxed the shit out of me. You should know that. I mean, you're obsessed with everything I say and do, so you already know that information. Mobile home, probably $1,000, $1,500, somewhere in there. Mobile homes don't hold value because you can't mow them. The only thing you can do is tear them down. Yeah. You asked me what the trailer is worth. It's worth $1,500. You know. And I don't own the trailer. It's not in my name. Yeah, of course I rent. You know that. You know, you're the one that asked the question. I just told you what the trailer's appraised for. It's easy enough to find. I don't understand what the big deal is about renting. I mean, Timmy, he doesn't rent. He lives in a car, or he used to anyway. I wonder, you know, that's the thing. I wonder if he got buried in the car. That would be. I'm a renter and not an owner. So what? Weird. This is funny. Not everybody can afford a house. Certainly not when they're on Social Security. So, weird. You sit there and say that I claim to be wealthy, and yet you're saying I'm a renter. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's fine. My rent's $600 a month. I just find it weird. You know, the most important thing that Task Force can talk about is the fact that I rent this mobile home. I mean, really? I mean, this is the most important thing in the world right now is the fact that I rent a mobile home. I mean, how many millions upon millions of people out there rent? Jesus. Of course I'm not a homeowner. Whoever said I was? Jeez. Weird. I love it. I just love it. You know, big revelation on Witness One Live tonight. Breaking news. I am a renter. I'm not a homeowner. There you have it, folks. Breaking news. Good God Almighty. At least Timmy's not a renter. He's not even alive. I did own a house at one time. That's weird. Now, do you think you're going to upset me at the fact that I'm renting a house or a trailer? I mean, give me a freaking break. No, usually if the bank owns it, that's the funny thing. We all die, and it doesn't matter if we own a house, rent a house, have $1 million, or have a dollar. It can't take it with us. You just can't put, all that money in the bank and then spend it after you're dead. Uh, I lost it in a short sale. Yeah, you know what happened. You've already doxed me. You know what happened to the house. I had a foreclosure. We did a short sale. That's what happened to the house. Simple story. Everybody knows what happened to the house. I've told the story 100 times. Jeez. Weird. Boy, you're trying everything you can to get me off the air. I wonder why that is. Why are you scared of me, Task Force? Why do you keep bringing this stuff up? Uh, you think that I have all these secrets out there. Everybody knows this stuff. My history's on the internet. It's been on the internet for 10 years. Yeah, of course I'm a forever renter. I got what, 10, 20 years left? Uh, 70 years old. I'll probably be dead by the time I'm 80. I find it strange that the most important thing that Task Force can talk about is the fact that I don't own a house. I probably will never own a house again, and that I am renting this trailer. So what? Kirk Pendergrass doesn't own his house either. Uh, and a lot of people don't own their houses. They rent. Not everybody can afford a house. It's expensive to own a house. Very expensive. So, jeez. I just, I don't get it. All right, I guess we're gonna say pumpkin eater. Oh, by the way, I do like pumpkin pie. And pumpkin pie comes from pumpkins. So yeah, I'm a pumpkin eater because I eat pumpkin pies. Jesus. And I'll be back in a minute, folks. Gotta take care of business. Taking care of business. Boop. Oh, okay. We're getting into a class war. Oh, you say that your house is paid off. Let's see. You filed a bankruptcy and you said that you had no assets. You don't have a house. You don't have a car. You don't have furniture. Did you just admit to bankruptcy fraud? I think maybe we ought to let the authorities know this one. Because The bankruptcy wasn't that long ago, so you don't pay off a house in 2 years. So, you just admitted to the world that you committed bankruptcy fraud. Bad, 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 bad girl. Bad girl, bad girl. Renter, renter, pumpkin eater. Yum, yum, yum. Hey, I gotta love my pumpkins. Pumpkin pie, actually. Okay. Alright, well, that's breaking the rules again. We're not going to have that, Task Force. Stick to the stuff. Task Force, you have yet to answer the question. When did you kill Timmy? Why did you kill Timmy? How did you kill Timmy? Where is Timmy's body? Start answering some questions here instead of talking about... I don't know why Task Force won't confess. Oh, shit. This is one way to go out as far as... Oh, these are the kids that don't want anything to do with you. Is that correct? I know the daughters don't want to have anything to do with you. They only will talk to your husband. They don't even want your grandchildren to see you. Those kids that you're talking about? Yeah, we know all about them. Yeah, why is it the kids don't want to see you? Why is it the kids don't let their grandchildren see you? Kind of interesting story there. Why did you kill Timmy? Where's Timmy's body? How did you kill Timmy? When did you kill Timmy? Answer the questions there, Task Force. Well, this is why I'm asking the questions. I want to know why you killed Timmy, where you killed Timmy, how you killed Timmy, and when you killed Timmy. No, let's not talk about the inside of my trailer. Let's talk about when did you kill Timmy, where did you kill Timmy, why did you kill Timmy, and where did you bury or hide Timmy's body? See what else Task Force comes up with. I've lost count of how many times Task Force has asked to see the inside of my trailer. I don't have a salary because I'm on Social Security, and I am at the highest Social Security rate there is, and I'll let you find that out. You seem to know everything about me. Why don't you go and find out what my Social Security is? Last time I checked, airports are known for flying airplanes. Well, if you put them in a wood chipper, you don't need to dig a hole. You can basically spread them out as fertilizer. And it's known that she owns a wood chipper. You can see it. Pretty good size one too. What is Atlanta Airport known for? Well, let's see. It's a primary hub for the southeast. Oh, now we're calling me names. Yeah, that's that Timmy name, Filthy Mert. Yeah, this is a guy that got fired from being a janitor because he wouldn't take a bath. And he calls me filthy Mert. Kind of funny. Why don't you tell us what the Atlanta airport is known for? I'd be curious. Yeah, it's a Delta, and actually, uh, the Atlanta airport is one of the busiest airports in the country. Um, it's what they call a hub, and it's the home headquarters of Delta Airlines. They have a big place up there. Oh, this is another one of these conspiracy theories. Yeah, let's talk about another conspiracy theory. So everybody that flies in and out of the Atlanta airport's child trafficking. What a piece of work. Yeah, why don't you go down and do an expose on Hartsfield Airport? Well, so what are we all supposed to be? We're not supposed to fly to Hartsfield Airport anymore. Jesus, what? Yeah, more. Yeah, everything is true. Google Timothy Charles Holmes says. Yeah. Since everything is true on Google, read about the criminal activities of this guy. Okay, let's do that. Okay, let's see. Go over here. That must be what Timmy was doing before he was murdered. He was going down and doing child trafficking at the Atlanta airport. Okay, Atlanta airport, child trafficking. Atlanta exhibit showcases empowerment of trafficking survivors. How Atlanta is fighting back against sex trafficking. Shining a light on human trafficking in Metro Orlando. Human trafficking at airports, 9 warning signs. Hartsfield Jackson Airport, all it does is it gives a heading. Georgia's difficult fight against human trafficking. Human trafficking in Georgia, U.S. state. Wikipedia. Sex trafficking in Atlanta. What you don't see behind closed doors. Dissecting those 169 trafficking arrests in Metro Orlando. That's page 1. So where's the specific article about Atlanta Hartsfield? Uh, Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in here and everybody can go and check these links out that Task Force is so interested in. So there you go. I took you up on your challenge. That's my search of the Atlanta. So knock yourself out. It's right there. Google.com search client. All you got to do is click that link. It brings up the exact page I have up right now. I used Atlanta Airport Child Trafficking. That's my search term. This is what came up. Now now Task Force is a lonely old spinster in a dingy old house in Minnesota who has nothing else better to do than troll a channel that she's not welcome in. And that she won't answer the basic questions about why did she kill Tim, where did she kill Tim, what has she done with Tim's body. Simple as that. So, yeah. Well, I guess it's a center because it's a big city. I mean, child trafficking, everybody agrees that there's child trafficking. You know, it's all over the world. It's child trafficking has been around since for thousands of years. I would not want to live in Elk River. It's too cold up there. I don't like cold weather. I moved down here from New York because of cold weather. You know, Florida's nice and warm. Yeah, and you got moronic people that believe in stupid conspiracy theories that live in that town. So I'm, yeah, quite happy where I'm at. Okay, that takes care of that. All right. Still not answering the question about where she hid Tim's body. She's more interested in uh, idiot stuff. Do, 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 do. Maybe I ought to start a GoFundMe account for a air conditioner, and task force can pay me. You know, she goes around buying people's cars. She can buy me an air conditioner. Why don't you buy me an air conditioner, task force? Since you seem to be concerned. Here, maybe you could buy me a trailer. Trailers aren't that expensive. Yeah, you could pick up a halfway decent trailer for $5,000. Of course, we're not real mean. You're the one that's mean. Timmy's the one that was mean. You people are not real. Oh, see. Oh, we're not real men. Well, Timmy isn't a real man either. Actually, Timmy's being dead. Timmy can't be any kind of a man. Kind of solved that problem. Speaking of which, let's check out Timmy's blog just for the hell of it. See what he's got up there. Timothy Charles hopes evidence may show the true identity of the horned QAnon. Sharman is being misreported. Another lie. Here we go with the conspiracy theories. President Trump wants you to watch this video about child sex trafficking. The problem is that President Trump has never heard of Timothy Charles Homseth. There's no association. Another lie. Just stupid old conspiracy theories. Let's see what he says about the... Q sent me... Oh, yeah, Randy said this guy was Antifa. And... Oh, boy. What do we go over on BitChute? Okay. Intel drop number 1. See, this is, pre-recorded shit again. And, yeah, same breaking... Same slide. They play the same slideshow over and over again. Nothing new on here at all. Yeah, is there some requirement in government that everybody has to own a house? I don't see anything new here, High Command. What? Nothing here. It's just the stupid music. Old stuff. Picture in the White House. And come on, next slide. False association with the Joint Special Operations Command. So that's another lie. It's the same, you guys, all you do is you take the same shit and you change the title. Nothing new. Can't you guys come up with anything new on this stupid thing? It's the same. This is a complaint your own people have, that you're showing the same stuff over and over. All you do is change the title. Jeez. Oh, here we go. First time new material is up here. Prosecutors say Chansley, who calls himself the QAnon Sharman, who has attended several pro-corrupt blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and they're saying this guy's being misidentified. I got news for you. Yeah, that's easy enough to check. I'm 90 miles from where this guy was arrested. So, Same bullshit. Nothing new. Sidney Powell. Well, the last I knew, I have not been able to find a law where a 30-year-old guy, number one, has to have kids. Number two, there's no law that I can find that a 30-year-old guy has to have a house. So what, you know, Timmy doesn't own a house. Timmy lives in a, Timmy has never owned a house. You know, he's had, every child he's had has been out of wedlock. Um, and it doesn't matter. Timmy's dead. The only thing that Timmy works on is uh, trying to keep the maggots off him because, you know, when you're fish food or maggot food, you know, again, task force, why did you kill Timmy? What did you kill Timmy? Where did you put Timmy's body? You know, when are you going to answer my questions? You know, you ask a lot of questions, but you won't answer my questions. I mean, you talk about kids, and your kids don't even want to see it. They won't let their children see it. So, you're one to talk about kids. And you know, if you want, you know, since you seem to like proving things, why don't you put up a picture of the paid off mortgage? You know, you say your house is paid off, then show us the paperwork where the house is paid off. I'd love to see that. Never gonna happen, but I'd love to see it. Why do you need to know my credit score? Well, since you know it's not very high, I can't get any credit. So probably about 500 somewhere in there. I don't have to worry about any scammers going around trying to use my credit card because I don't have one. Yeah, it's cash and carry. Yeah, this is the thing. They make all these claims about me and everything, and you, and they say, "Well, you're a failure. You don't own your house. You're a renter." Well, why would anybody want to hire me as a press agent if I'm such a failure? I mean, Jesus. We all know you going around doing unauthorized credit checks on people, so you know my credit score, and you're violating the law in that respect. So, so what? I'm not the only one with a low credit score. I'm just guessing it. I don't know my actual credit card because I don't check it. You know, I got lousy credit. You know, that usually happens when you get a short sale on your house and stuff and all sorts of problems. You don't get credit. So, I got a low credit score and I rent a trailer. What else is new? We got a class war going on here, people. We got this person that claims to be really wealthy with a house all paid off, and she likes to go around and poke fun of all us poor people. You know, cares nothing about the rest of the world. She only cares about the fact she's got all this money. Money, 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 money. That's all she dreams about. She goes to bed and dreams about money all day long. Wonder if she took out a life insurance policy on Timmy. That'd be interesting. Yes, it does, because it's a form of foreclosure, you idiot. I thought you were a real estate broker and knew these things. When you go through a short sale, it's almost the same as a foreclosure. And I simply, and then, it's kind of hard to get good credit when you're on Social Security, because it's low income, it's below the poverty level. Not that I really need anything. I find it, it's weird. This person is interested in the inside of my house. This person is interested in my credit score. This person is interested in the fact that I do not own this property. I mean, what's the deal here? I mean, this person has everything. This person's a millionaire. She has a house that's paid off. She has this, that, and the other thing. She's this all important so called government agent. And she managed to kill somebody and get away with it. Mert probably supports reparations. I I have no opinion on it. Reparations against who? Oh, that's right. You're a bigot and a racist. I forgot that. Um, but that's not, I'm indifferent. I don't care if there's reparations or not. I don't have a dog in the fight. That's, you know, people that want the reparations, they're arguing for reparations. That's not my call. I mean, you're a white supremacist, so I know what your feeling is on that. And don't tell me you're not, because I know better. QAnon is populated by white supremacists. Alright, let's see what other insult she comes up with. Still won't say where she hid the body, why she killed him, when she killed him, and how she killed him. Yep, it sure is. And you bring all these people over from Africa, make slaves out of them and stuff, ruin their lives. Mert the Marxist, and I'm a Marxist. How? Actually, Donald Trump is a Marxist. You have no idea what Marxism is. Um, and I don't know. I'm apolitical. I don't care. All I care about is getting through the day. As long as I have a roof over my head and food on the table, that's all I care. Yep. Sit here coming up with all this weird shit and you still haven't answered the question. Why did you kill Timmy? When did you kill Timmy? What have you done with Timmy's body? And how did you kill Timmy? That's the thing. I'd like to know how you killed Timmy. Did you poison him? Did you choke him with a gazalt? Did you slice him open with a kitchen knife? Uh, did you shoot him? That'd be a little messy. Of course, nobody goes near that house, so you could do anything you want in that house and nobody would know it. Can't get close to the house because the smell drives people away. Okay, let me check something. Marxism is a method of socio-economic analysis that uses a materialist interpretation of historical development, better known as historical materialism, to understand cross relations and social conflict as a dialectical perspective to view social transformation. Some Marxist scholars thought place greater emphasis on certain aspects of classical Marxism. Jeez. Wow. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, oink, oink. I guess task force is going to go away. Didn't want to tell us uh, when she killed Tim, why she killed Tim, how she killed Tim, and what she did with Tim's body. So I guess we're not going to find those answers tonight. No, it's not. You really, you know, it's too bad, task force, that you don't know what you're talking about. I thought you were going away. You said bye, and you're still here. And, you know, you support the killing of police officers, so. No, actually, Donald Trump is, because he believes in Donald Putin. Bye. Yeah, I'm going to keep renting. You got to live somewhere. If that means I got to rent, then I'm going to rent. I'm not going to live out on a damn street. So. Do, do, do. Now, right, Levi is doing something that Timmy is not doing. He's out earning a living. Timmy is living in a car, or else Timmy is dead. And I actually go for B. So why don't you tell us, task force, why did you kill Timmy? When did you kill Timmy? How did you kill Timmy? And what have you done with Timmy's body? You could at least tell us that. Yeah, you won't. You'll sit there and continue to call people. You keep getting kicked off all kinds of social media. That's kind of funny. I'm going to take that off of there. Huh. That's weird. Huh. Must be when you sign off that doesn't allow you to remove the post. Oh well, no problem. This has been somewhat interesting tonight, folks. Looks like I chased away all my chatters tonight. But this is what Task Force wants. She wants to come in and wreck this channel. Excuse me. But this is one of the reasons I was thinking about giving up live streaming for a while, is because people like Task Force like to come in here and ruin things. I could put up my Mobletons and it's more coherent, and Task Force doesn't bother to come in and do anything with it. But this is how these people are. This is the kind of people that support Trump. They're mean. They're very materialistic. They put down people in lower economic stratus, and all they care about is themselves. They're very, very selfish people. And I'm just glad I'm not one of them. I'm just going to be curious. I may decide to have a Murtathon next week to see what kind of spin the task force and those like her are going to put on the fact that Donald J. Trump is no longer President of the United States. Hopefully by then they don't go around killing more people. They've already killed a cop. And they killed one of their own. Poor lady got trampled to death. Kind of ironic that she had a flag that said, "Don't tread on me," and they tread on her. They basically made shish kebab out of her. But, that's the kind of people we have nowadays. This is a strange country. people are materialistic. They're jealous. Um, they don't care about anybody but themselves. Kind of disappointing, but the nice thing is I'm 70 years old, and that means I've got maybe what, at 20 years, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, so I won't have to put up with this for too much longer. And it's those people that are younger that are going to have to stick around and see if the end of the world is coming or things will get better. We'll see. But since Task Force managed to drive everybody away, I guess this is going to be a good time to... Jenny, I don't know. But Task Force has been this way since the beginning. He showed up right as I get ready to close down. Because people have just kind of gone off. I've got about 18 people here, and I guess they're lurking or what have them. But I don't know. People like Task Force. It's hard to understand what makes them do what they do. How I got on Task Force's radar is because I countered the lies that Tim Homseth has been telling about me for over a decade. Uh, Tim Homseth has lied about me continuously and won't stop, or didn't stop. Um, and Task Force is his sugar mama, apparently, because Tim can't or didn't have the capability of earning a living. He had to depend on somebody else to make the living for him. Uh, well, Timothy is jealous of him. It's this, anybody that is an enemy of Timmy is an enemy of Task Force. And I don't know if Task Force has decided to be the adoptive mother of Timmy or his sugar mommy, or perhaps both. But and it's the same with Craig Sawyer. He's jealous of Craig Sawyer. Um, I don't care anything about Craig Sawyer. This topic really isn't something I had intended to start on this channel to begin with. I was going to do something entirely different, and I plan on doing something different once this political stuff winds down, which is probably going to be one more week. I'm going to be doing coverage of trials, and I'm also going to be completely changing my format into something that's probably going to drive all the political people here off into the woods. But, well, both have, Timmy has had at least 3 children out of wedlock. He's never been married. And will Fields strike a deal to testify against Timmy? That's hard to say. There are at least 3 trials coming up that Field McConnell has a connection to. The Cynthia Absug trial and the Neely Blanchard trial. He's got a connection to both of these cases. So whether or not he's going to turn state's evidence in regards to these is hard to tell at this point. Field is one of these people you just don't know what he's going to do. Field's current situation was a direct result of getting involved with both Randy and Tim. So, how he's going to handle that from this let me answer that. Yeah, Fields' attorney is quite aware of Tim Homseth's role in all of this. He's got all the evidence. There's a horrific amount of video discovery coming into this case, and it's virtually all Field McConnell's TV shows plus stuff. Yeah, it's I just sorry I got distracted. I was reading the chat. Um, there's a lot of discovery coming on, and it's going to have stuff that has to do with Tim Holmseth, all the stuff that was done on the channels that has to do with the harassment, threatening of Kim Picasio, and so forth. So there's going to be a lot that's going to come out. Um, so, it's just going to be one of these things. Jenny, it's a possibility. I mean, he is seen in a photograph of his son dressed up as a little girl, and it's kind of a suggestive picture. Um, and there's, the book is strange. If you read the book, um, some of the things in this book are disgusting. Um, and it would point to possibility being pedophilia. Well, Christina, my format is going to be changing completely. There won't be fighting with the trolls. There won't be that much going on. Uh, Now, I publicly told Task Force that she is not allowed in here, and she came in anyway. And I had not planned on being on the live stream anyway. So, and the thing of it is, Christina, if you don't like what you see in here, I don't know why you bother to come here. See, this is something I don't understand. There are people that don't like me that come here anyway. And they come in here and they criticize me, which I don't mind criticizing, but why bother? I mean, I get maybe, 20 people in here? That's nothing on Twitter or on YouTube. There's people that have 100,000 people on, and there's people that have 700 people on chat. I mean, look at Monograph. Last time I tuned into Monograph, he had over 600 people on his show. So, this is the thing. You don't like the channel, change the channel. Well, fine, I'm entertaining. That's half of YouTube is entertaining. So if my fights with the trolls are entertaining, then there you go. So it's kind of a weird juxtaposition, because you say no one comes in here, yet you come in here because it's entertaining. I mean, that's kind of interesting. A little bit hypocritical, I think, but, at least you're getting entertained. I am the entertainer. Da 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 da. Can't play the music because it's copyrighted. But, the thing of it is this is a small YouTube channel. All it's for is for me to express my opinion and control the show in whatever way I see fit. And if 17 people come in here and think it's worth being on for 2 hours, 3 hours, then fine. But, the thing that I try to get across to people is that Tim Holmseth, Randy, and the others are frauds. They are using political philosophy, political beliefs to make money. If what Task Force is saying is true and that she has paid off her house, that's because she has stolen money from the pockets of others that she has taken advantage of with these wacky conspiracy theories. They are dishonest people. They screw people out of money. Simple as that. The Pentagon Pedophile Task Force is a fraud. And they're starting to get kicked off of social media because they're being recognized as a fraud. And, all this malarkey about being third in line to the President of the United States or being over in Fort Bragg for whatever reason ain't happening. because it's easy to fact check this stuff out. Uh, Tim Holmseth is not at Fort Bragg. He's never been to Fort Bragg. I've already checked that out. Anybody can call the provost marshal in Fort Bragg and they'll tell you he ain't never been there. He's not welcome there. Uh, I don't know if I would call myself a liberal. I consider myself a little bit left of center. There's a lot on the far left liberal side that I don't believe in. There are some core things that I agree with them on, uh, and what turns me away from the Republicans right now is their actions and what they've done in the past 4 years. Um, People that believe in Republicans believe in. I sympathize in socialism. Here we go with this word again. You got to remember, I'm on Social Security. That's socialism. I am on Medicare. That's socialism. So if I have to embrace socialism because I'm on Social Security and I get Medicare, then I'm going to embrace socialism. I mean, I'd rather have socialism than communism. And don't tell me they're the same. I consider myself a centrum. I consider myself just a little bit left of center, but not all the way over into the extremes on the left. I mean, there's things over on the left that I totally disagree with. And again, this did not start out to be an argument against socialism, conservatism, thisism, thatism. It was to expose a group of grifters, crooks, thieves, and frauds. That's the whole purpose of this channel. I have tried my best to keep politics out of this, but unfortunately you can't. Um, because what's happened here in the last 6 months has been beyond politics. There's criminal conduct, an attempt to overthrow the government of the United States, an attempted assassination of the Vice President of the United States. All kinds of things have happened here that people should not tolerate regardless of their political philosophies. People want to label me a Marxist, a liberal, socialist, whatever. Fine. Nothing I can do about it. I don't agree with Bernie. ALC, I like her as a person, and the rest of them, it varies. Um, but the thing of it is, you talk about all these young people that want free stuff. Look at the corporations. It's a fact. You can look it up that a majority of the corporations in this country don't pay a dime in taxes. They have deductions to where they pay zero in taxes. And there should be an adjustment to where the wealthiest 1% in this country pay more of their net worth in taxes than they do now. And I don't mean to tax them into bankruptcy, but tax them fairly. Maybe 1, 2, 3% more. Why not? And yeah, I like the Clintons. You know, she was screwed out of the election mainly by Comey and his fat mouth. Um, but they were a little bit farther left than for my taste, but I still liked them. Uh, I had a business where I was making $3 million a year. And by the time I had all my deductions taken out, the kind of business that I was in, I drew a salary. I paid myself $250,000 a year, and I paid my income tax on that. You pay a separate tax on the gross tax on your net profit from the business, because you set it up as an LLC. And I was not doing that bad tax-wise. And I did not, in all this tax reforms that went on, I probably would have had a better shake economically, but it wouldn't have been that much. The tax breaks, uh, all the higher taxations that everybody's talking about, you have to get over $1 million a year in net income. That's an important distinction. Not gross income, mind you, but net income. This is what people don't understand. They go around saying, we're going to tax you X number of dollars on your income. That's net income. That's all your income after taxes. Or not, excuse me. It's all your income after your expenses. If you rent property, if you rent all your inventory, if you're a manufacturer, and then there's, that's why you need accountants, is because it's complicated. But in the end, if you do your taxes right, you're not going to pay that much in taxes. You're going to pay the tax bracket I had at the peak of my business. I was at 25% of my gross income, of my net income, and I still had mortgage interest that I took off my taxes. I had all kinds of tax credits, so I didn't pay. I was doing pretty damn good tax-wise, and I thought it was quite fair. And all these tax breaks that were given in this last round under the Republicans were given to the wealthiest people. Explain to me, why do people need a tax deduction for a jet? Why do people need a tax deduction for a yacht? There are some crazy tax deductions that were given to the wealthiest people in this country. And I don't get it. And then they squawk because people want free things. It's our taxes that are being paid to the government. It's not getting free things. It's getting the money back that we paid out. Yeah, I did great under Clinton. I did great under Obama. I didn't do so well under Bush. And I didn't do so well under Reagan. But, all in all, for the most part, the different administrations don't do a lot of changes to people in the upper brackets. It's always the people in the low brackets that have some change, either negative or positive. What brought my business down was part economics, part personal, because my wife died, and because of her dying, it created a financial situation that I couldn't unbury myself from. Obama was more conservative than people give him credit for. And he was not a radical president. Joe Biden certainly is not a radical president. I'm actually glad he got in because he needs somebody. The thing of it is, I don't care what your political philosophy is, Trump should not have been president because he has no idea how to run government. He is completely inexperienced. You cannot run government like a business. It doesn't work. The government is not a for-profit business. It's a service business. It's here to serve the people. And and it's got to be run that way. Anybody that's ever been a business person that's come in and run the country, they've made a disaster out of it. So that, I appreciate the sympathies. See, the problem was that back when my wife was still alive, we were living like a lot of people. We were on a 2-income family. She had a good job. I had my business. And when you set your finances up, my wife was 60 years old. So I didn't expect her to die 11 days after her birthday. But that created an economic problem. We were going through a recession. I wasn't selling the cars. People were trashing my business. And so I had to make a business decision to dissolve everything. And I wasn't making, I wasn't making enough money to pay for the house. And so that's what happened. And everybody knows the story because I've been doxxed 9 ways to Sunday. And so all my personal information is out there. And this is what Task Force does. She comes in here and throws it in my face. He says, "Oh, you don't own your trailer. You rent the trailer. I'm up here rich, fat, and happy in my house that's all paid for." This information about my business. They took out fake reviews and said I was a crook and everything else. And it just, they were partly responsible, but mainly it was the economic on the house that I had to deal with. And it just, it was just one of those things. And, it's, in the end, I take responsibility for whatever happened because I'm the one that managed my own life. There, the economic situation back in 2008, 2009, 2010 didn't help matters. But it was just the way it goes. But these people didn't help. And what they didn't help was by putting all this crap out there about me, it made it hard for me to get a job. Because employers check social media, and if they see somebody being accused of being a pedophile and eating babies and doing it, they're not going to hire that. They're not going to hire that person because they, true or not, they don't want the country. They don't want people calling up and saying, "Hey, you got a pedophile working for you, or you got a baby eater." They play it safe and say, "Hell, I ain't getting in the middle of that." So he ruined my life. He didn't ruin my business because I was out of business by the time he came along. Timothy Charles Holmes had never heard of me until 2015. Well, I'm 70 years old. I don't consider myself a professional reporter. I like where I'm at. When the funny thing is when you're a reporter for the media, you've got to report on what they want you to report on, not what you want to report on. And I just like doing what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I try to be thorough. I try to be honest. I try to back up what I say with facts as best I can. And when things are my opinion, I say they're my opinion. Well, I'm glad that I'm able to give you reliable information. That's my goal, to put out there what I put out there, and then it's up to you as a viewer and listener to decide if my take is the right one or not. So, I appreciate that. Even though Christine apparently doesn't agree with it. Well, I kind of got that. I mean, this is the thing, Christina doesn't see herself kicked out the door because she's not a fan of me, because I'm not like that. The only reason Task Force gets kicked out is because she abuses people in here. This is not a place for personally attacking my viewers. If you want to attack my viewers, go start your own channel and do it there. I have no idea who Christina is. My memory sucks, so I don't know how long Christina's been around. All I know is that Christina seems to think that I'm a joke. So I'm just glad I'm able to, excuse me, I'm glad I'm able to entertain her. But, bottom line is I'm a 70-year-old retired truck driver with a small YouTube channel. I'm not a big media mogul. I don't have anything close to a professional channel here. There's probably 100 million channels just like this one out there. And they have their share of Christinas that don't like them but tune in for their own amusement. It's just the way life goes. And when I start doing my other stuff, then, people will probably make a joke about that. But what are you going to do? People are going to complain about everything, I guess. Okay, well, judging by the way things are going, I've basically run out of things for tonight. I'll be doing mobile signs all week, I think. Um, I seem to be doing better with the mobile signs than I do with this nonsense. So restricting it to once a week, I at least minimize the damage. Um, it's unfortunate that I can't seem uh, to come up with more satisfying content. But again, I am not a professional. Uh, have I ever been to Arcadia? Yes, I have. I've been all over the state of Florida. I can't think of the last time I've been to Arcadia. It's been a while. But I've been there a number of times. Well, I appreciate that. The problem with it, I've always liked live streams. When I had my original channel in 2008 through 2012, it was primarily a live stream channel. The problem is when you only got a dozen or so people tuning in, and most of them don't participate in the chat. It's kind of hard to keep things going, and you wind up sitting there staring at the um, screen, wondering what to talk about. The mobile signs, I usually know in advance what I'm going to talk about. I talk about what I'm going to talk about uninterrupted, and then when I edit the mobile sign, I will usually add illustrative material such as the pages that I have in here so that um, it's a more cohesive way of doing things. Oh, okay. So you're not that far from me. I've been to Moorhaven too. Nice area down there. Um, yeah, I'm up in Apopka, which is northwest Orange County. Um, and I've been to Moorhaven more times than I can count. Way back in the old days, I used to drive for a company called Commercial Carrier Clay Hyders. Uh, Hauled phosphate, chemicals that was used in the citrus industry and stuff like that. So I was all over that area. Yeah. Now you sound like a Florida native, or at least someone that's been down here longer than I have, because um, usually native Floridians live in that area. Although you do have your share of snowbirds down there. Yeah, I kind of figured you were, because most of your native Floridians live in Arcadia, uh, Moorhaven, a lot down in Winter Haven, all over Polk County, so on and so forth. So, I think now it's 50% native Floridians and slightly less in what we would call multi-generational Floridians, people that have been down here generation after generation. Because anybody born in the state of Florida automatically becomes a native Floridian. Um, well, the mountains of North Carolina are actually, if you don't mind the cold weather, it's pretty up there. My brother lives up in North Carolina, northwestern North Carolina, uh, outside of Salisbury, and it's beautiful up there. I've been all over North and South Carolina, and pretty up there. It can get really cold, but it's pretty. A little bit more expensive to live up there because income taxes, cost of living, that sort of thing. A lot of good jobs up there, I guess. So, but I like it in Florida. I moved down here from New York State, and I would never go back. I wouldn't move anywhere else. And, Uh, Actually, there's some nice lakes up in North Carolina. Plus, you could always go to the coast and spend the weekend over there. Because, like I said, my brother lives in Salisbury, uh, and he goes all over the place. He comes down to Florida. He goes over to the ocean, and he goes to lakes and rivers because he does a lot of kayaking. Him and his wife, and there's a lot to do up there. But you know, again, down in Florida. You have decent weather the year round. You have plenty of water, because you got lakes all over the place and two oceans, well, an ocean and a gulf. So mountains are pretty though. But yeah, everybody has their different likes, and you just have to decide how important it is to agree with your husband or not, because I know what it's like to want to go someplace and the wife not want to go. I had to talk my wife into coming down here. Yeah. Once she got down here, she liked it, but she did not want to leave New York originally. Just, it was one of those things that, that was her home. Her mother lived there and everything. Uh, Wilmington, yeah, you're correct on that. I've been to Wilmington, nice area. Um, yeah, you would like it there. Um, and like I said, getting to the ocean is not a big deal. So it's probably you could probably adapt if you decided to make the move up there. And the Outer Banks are great. Um, so yeah, it's a good area up there. It would not be a bad move to go up there. Um, it's just the thing of it is you're native to the state and you get used to things, and it's that big. It'd be a big change to go up there, but that's something you got. You know, now there's nothing like Florida. Florida's its own little thing. It's like California. There's nothing like California either. I've been in Florida since the late 1970s. Um, so I was a dual resident early on, and then around 1980, I became a permanent resident because my work would bring me in and out of Florida. So I was able to come down here. I had condo down here to start. And then eventually I decided it would be wiser just to move down here. So that's what I did. Started out in, I lived in Claremont, Florida first. Then I lived over in um, Kissimmee. Then in East Orlando. Then in Pine Hills. Then in Sorrento. And now in Apopka. So you kind of, bounced around as circumstances changed. Then, I had a condo over on the East Coast, but that was extremely brief. I got rid of that thing in a hurry. Hardly ever lived in it. Uh, I had a chance to sell it and make a little money on it, so that's what I did. And by the time the wife came down, it was Claremont. Kissimmee, Claremont is where we first settled as a couple. Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, he's completely taken that town over. Probably did wonders for the cost of living out there. Uh, Boca Chica. Um, they got that testing they're doing right now, and that's going to become a big spaceport. And I guess he's going to move out there. Because he's having a pissing match with California, so things are going to get real expensive out there. Um, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Um, the problem with um, you know big developments like SpaceX coming to an area like Boca Chica is it just the infrastructure is going to change completely. Cost of living is going to skyrocket. Uh, Jenny, I would not be surprised. He could buy the town out. He's got enough money. Um, I feel sorry for the people that live there because they're going to get displaced because, it's not an area of aerospace workers. It's just, just a regular area. And, nobody ever heard of it until he decided to put up his spaceport out there and all his testing operations. And now everybody's going there. And it's just like any little town that nobody's heard of, and something like this happens, it ruins the town. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to be gentrified, as it's called. Going to have a lot of engineers and IT professionals and aerospace workers are going to be there. So it's going to completely, you won't recognize the town in 5 years. It's going to happen that quick. So it's too bad, but that's the way things go. I've seen it time and time and time again. Where money of that magnitude gets infused into the area. Yeah, engineers. The average salary of an aerospace engineer is a couple $100,000, and because of that, you're going to have the culture that comes with it, and the standard of living, the expensive things are going to be out there, and it's just going to drive property values so high that the regular people aren't going to be able to afford it anymore. And it's too bad, really. It's, those at the bottom of the ladder suffer the most, no matter what. So it's just, but I have a science background. I'm very interested in aerospace and what Elon's doing out there. So, I'm following the story quite closely, and everything that's happening with both of these companies. Because you have Blue Origin that's out there too, so they're doing their thing. It's like the Southwest has become something of a space hub. There's a lot of things going on out there. But well, I tell you what, Jenny, it's been nice talking to you, but I think I'm going to close things down. Because I've got my schedule starts tomorrow. I've got an personally, I don't know if I like him or not. I like the fact that he's doing a lot for science and research and stuff. I think I think he's pretty arrogant, and he's typical millionaire. Where a lot of these guys, they kind of get self-important. So. But, it's like you said, you have to be crazy in order to be successful, especially to that magnitude. But, yeah, I appreciate the conversation, Jenny, and I will be back on next Saturday to see how things are going to work out. So until then, to anybody that hung around this long, this is William K. Murtaugh, Witness 1. Have a good one, and good night, and good luck.